Hello, YouTubers. I know it's been a while since I posted anything, but things have been extremely crazy here. So I wanted to talk about the things that have happened in 2017 in the world of electric vehicles. Kind of the significant things, of course, is the deliveries of the Model 3. Of course, it started off with Tesla employees and SpaceX employees first getting their Tesla Model 3 vehicles. And now we're seeing customer deliveries of the Model 3. Also, the launch of the Tesla Semi. I mentioned this in the past. This is going to be a life-changing vehicle. And it'll change the transportation industry from the way we know it. Not only will it reduce the cost of transporting goods, but also the fuel savings that companies will see, as well as the transportation costs that companies will see when using this vehicle as well. We've seen a couple of companies already sign up: J.B. Hunt, Walmart, Pepsi, and UPS. Now, one of the things I have mentioned in the past about how this semi will change trucks overall. In the future, we're likely to see other fully electrified trucks, such as electric fire trucks, electric ambulances, that will share the cost savings to cities and more businesses. Another thing that 2017 saw was the nationwide launch of the Bolt, GM's first all-electric vehicle. Now, I had a family member who recently purchased a Bolt, and it's really great in the way it drives. It's a great around town car. Couple of things with the Bolt, of course, is the limitation of long distance charging. So people may be limited, depending on the charging network in their state, of long distance travel. For example, if you were to travel from Dallas to Houston, you couldn't do it in a Bolt. You can do it in the Tesla because of the superchargers in Corsicana and the superchargers in Huntsville. But there's no other charging stations along I-45. Now, you could go from Dallas to Austin because there's a lot more chargers along the way. So certainly there is that big limitation for electric vehicles. Of course, another limitation for the adoption of electric vehicles is apartments and condos. There are people who live in apartments or condos that may want to own an electric vehicle, but they still have to deal with the challenge of charging it. So certainly there are some challenges that we are going to be facing for the future. Also, one of the things that we saw at the Tesla Semi event was the new Tesla Roadster. This, to me, is going to be a Corvette killer if GM doesn't step up their game. One of the things I like about it is the design. Of course, you have the trunk and the frunk. Also, it's a 4-seater. Unlike the Corvette, it's just a 2-seater with very limited storage. That's one of the advantages that the Roadster has over the Vette, is it's fast and plenty of storage. So GM's serious about their EV game. They really need to step it up. Also, too, one of the things about the Bolt is there is no frunk. Now, the i3 has a frunk, a Tesla has a frunk. Now, if GM's serious about their electric vehicles, then they need to integrate that into their vehicles. Not just to have a hood with parts underneath it. Because storage is not only battery range, but storage is a big thing as well. And that's one of the things that's nice about Tesla is you do have a lot of storage. Now, of course, we've also seen the struggles with the EV industry. Faraday. We've also seen other car manufacturers talk about how they have an EV initiative. The problem with most car manufacturers is they talk about electric vehicles, but the proof is not in the pudding. Now, you've heard me talk about Volkswagen in the past, and with VW, they have an electric vehicle. It's only sold in a few states. If VW was serious about electric vehicles, why don't they sell the e-Golf in all 50 states? Also, too, there are companies that talk about electric cars. They don't even have an all-electric vehicle. There are certain car companies that don't even have a plug-in. So this is kind of going to be the real challenge. If car manufacturers are serious about EVs, they need to step up their game. Also, too, they need to work towards charging structures. One of the things about Tesla is Elon is willing to put his money where his mouth is. And in terms of, he's built that charging structure to promote the Tesla vehicles. Now, granted, the free supercharging is going away, but when you think about it, in some areas like Texas, where energy is really cheap, charging your vehicle is nothing compared to what you're going to pay at the gas station. My hopes for 2018, things that I would like to see, is car manufacturers really putting the money where their mouth is. Now, we hear all these stories about them. We're going to have X number of vehicles by 2020 or 2022. Where are these vehicles? Have they even launched prototypes? That's one thing about Tesla. They launch those vehicles out there and say, this is the prototype. This is what's going to be coming down the pipeline. Yes, you have people that will put their money down and wait 2 years to get that vehicle. But I don't hear people complaining about the fact that they've had to wait 2 years for a Model S or 2 years for a Model X or 2 years for a Model 3. A lot of people are not complaining about the wait. Now, of course, you have people that are tired of waiting and may decide to, instead of waiting for that Model 3, may go out and buy a Model S. But still, they're going for those electric vehicles. Now, because Tesla is a small company, of course they're going to have production problems. That's normal with any company. Even any major manufacturer will have production problems for a vehicle, especially a vehicle that's in high demand. But the thing of it is, these car manufacturers really need to step up their game. Another thing I'm hoping for in 2018 is to launch the EV Revolution Facebook page, as well as to launch a EV Revolution Facebook group. Also, I love to see more people get involved in the promotion of electric vehicles. Well, I hope everybody has a great holiday season and Merry Christmas. And I'm looking forward to a great 2018.